Hey, it's Monday night, 7 p.m., and it actually feels like nighttime with the setting the clock back. It's dark out, but we're at Schottenkirk Ford here. I'm your host, BKP, and it's time for Pickens Power Half-Hour Dragon Talk on FYNTV.com. I want to thank Johnny's New York Style Pizza and also Pepsi for providing drinks and a meal tonight. I'm here with my co-host, RJ Casey. Moving right along here, we got head coach Chris Parker with us. We got Coach Wigington with us. Will be in the next segment. Our guests tonight of defensive backs and special teams. Oh, I'm sorry, that was last week.
Yep.
Yeah, that was last week. Okay, I gotta get my week.
Just Coach Wig today.
Just Coach Wig. Okay. Yeah. Our guest tonight. Sorry about that. Tight end Luke Smith and outside linebacker Michael Coriel.
Like Coriel.
Okay. Quad A Region 6 football. The region play is over. Let's go over how the end of the region season went for regular season play. Ridgeland finished 5-1, Northwest Whitfield 5-1, Heritage 4-2, Pickens 4-2, Southeast Whitfield County 2-4, Lafayette 1-5, and Gilmer 0-6 in the region. Sorry about that. My rule is, what, Coach? I tell you what. Turn your phones off. Yeah. I forgot to give that speech. I forgot to give that speech, didn't I?
He's a little excited about this upcoming tomorrow. I mean, if you guys follow, you're well aware of he's excited about tomorrow.
What's tomorrow?
I don't know.
Election. All right, let's get back to football. Hey, we got to get back to football. Heritage over Pickens this past week, 48-35. Lafayette was 10-7 over Gilmer, and Ridgeland 44-6 over Southeast Whitfield. Now, here is how the region playoffs start out the first round. So we'll give you the total Quad A Region 6. Pickens will be traveling to take on Jefferson. Oconee County will be playing Northwest Whitfield, and Heritage will be playing Stevens County, and Ridgeland will be playing St. Pius. Coach, not spending too much time, what time you have with us here, let's talk about the what you're up against in the postseason. We talked last week, and we both said Heritage was a team when you showed up. They were a team that could play basically anybody in the region at any given time, and I think they showed up and did that last week.
Yeah, they were better than us for that night, and it was disappointing. We got to do a better job getting the guys ready than coming out and playing like that. But credit to Heritage, they had 2 weeks to get ready and had a good plan for us and put us in some bad spots, and they made the plays and then we didn't. So I mean, anytime you do that, like I told the guys today when we were talking before the practice, it's not exciting and it's disappointing when you don't perform when you feel like you could. But it's also important that you look in the mirror and say, look, this is what happened. This is what we did, and don't shy away from it or make excuses or anything like that. And so we just got to play better than that. And we had a chance to win that game and to have a chance to tie for first. Instead, we didn't. So we need to own that. We talk about that. We own what we did and learn from it. And got a chance this week to go to Jefferson and play in the playoffs against a really good team. I think they made. We talked to guys today about not taking it for granted. We've made the playoffs a few years in a row now, but the reality is, over the first 55 or 60 years of our school, they really don't have made the playoffs a handful of times. And so to be able to have our guys that are seniors, these guys, they made the playoffs as 10th graders, 11th graders, and 12th graders. It's exciting. So we got to put that behind us, and we got to go to a big challenge this week and better play with Jefferson.
Well, the way I look at it is the guys are doing a job, the team's doing a job, but the consistency says the program's doing their job.
Right.
And that's the way I see it. Folks, we will have looks like we'll have a dragon on dragon game here. It looks like Jefferson is, they won Quad A Region 8. They were the top of Quad A Region 8. And, Coach, running team, not a big passing team, according to the stats I see. Last 3 games, 4 games, averaging only giving up 7 a touchdown a game.
Yeah, they're really good on defense. Defense line is probably as good as we've seen, and I don't just mean this year. Defense line is probably as good as we've seen in a long, long, long time. Offensively, they come off the ball good. Just very physical. If you know about the state of Georgia and how people play football there, it's very, what you would expect. And recently from Jefferson, they won a state championship a few years ago. They're just very physical. They come at you. They can throw the ball, but they're more of a running team. But defensively, very physical, get after it, all three levels. It's going to be a challenge for us. But I'm excited we got an opportunity to play. The alternative is you're not playing. So we're excited, for these guys to get a chance to play and don't have much to lose. Got a chance to go up there and really, do something really special if you get a chance to play with them. We played well against Marist last year for 3 quarters, and we're going to have to go up there and play our best to have a chance.
Coach, I know there's something else you have to attend tonight, so what short time we have you, we're going to have Coach Wigington here in the next segment. RJ, do you have a question concerning Coach and Jefferson and this coming week?
Bring it on, RJ.
The Jefferson is they brought in a freshman quarterback early in the season, and he's done really well. He's somewhat of a threat to pass, but like you said, they're a running team dominant, and they've got a couple of good backs as well. What do you think the defense needs to do Friday?
Well, we're going to have to come off the ball. We're going to have to fight back because they're going to come off the ball and be physical, and we're going to have to be too. And, we're going to have to play fundamentally sound. Our fundamentals on defense occasionally have lacked a little bit, and so we have not been able to execute at the level we'd like to in those times. And so we're going to have to – but we have done a little better against the teams that, have run the ball. But this is a whole nother type of team Friday now. They're as good up front, like I said, as anybody we're going to play. So it's going to be a great challenge for the D-line and linebackers to control their gaps and control the running game. But, yeah, the quarterback's really good. The tailback's really good. Good group of boys over there.
Yeah.
Coach, if you can just get them to go worldwide. I mean, I hate to break into the show like this, but, I have to give election updates all the way around the world.
Okay.
Do you realize that?
Yeah. I depend on you only for my coverage.
Here's a text I got. Still in China, asking me what's going on. I had to answer in China, Coach. I was trying to pay attention to RJ's question because I know he had you rattled with one, but I got a text from China.
Hey, that's great. I mean,
had
it's
to take
just,
that.
I'm just excited that, we get the opportunity to sit by these guys.
Oh, come on.
When they get famous. I tell them all the time when it hits big, I want to remember that 3 years in a row I've been here every Monday with the show.
Coach, you and I are going to ride around in that.
That's right.
You and I are going to ride around in that.
But I do think they do a great job with the election coverage. I actually do. But
I don't mean
let's
not
people in China.
Well, there's someone in China that's traveling that keeps texting me on they only get CNN over there, and they said I am not going down that road tonight. Okay, let's stay.
We've digressed. You got a better question than that,
RJ? Let's stay football focused. Hey, this team, yes, this is a serious team. Dragons going down to take on Jefferson this Friday night, and hey, you know what? They're in the postseason. And it's a strong team. Need to travel down there to support this team. Coach, I know I asked you on the defense, but on the offensive side of the ball, you have been throwing more this year. You do have more of a passing, and you've got with Stryker in the rotation there, you've got some more weapons that you've been able to spread some of your offense out this year.
Yeah, it has appeared that some of our better athletes, our better skill players, have really performed pretty well for us on offense. And, just how the season has evolved. We kind of started out, it's always like that. You start out doing one thing and the season kind of evolves. And I think something we try to do well is whatever our players can do, that's what we try to do. We don't try to force something on them. And, so some years we haven't done the ball very much. This year, Brumby's been able to throw the ball pretty well. I think he's about 100 yards short of the school record for passing this season. So I look forward to coming back next week and reminding you, and you always give me a hard time about never throwing the ball all these other years. So, that we set the school record for passing in the season. So I hope that we can do that. But I think that's where our skill set has been. A couple years ago we had a little more we had multiple tight ends that were some of our better 11 or 12 or 15 players were tight end bodies or O-line bodies. Now we got Luke that does a good job at tight end, but most of the guys who are in our best 15 offensive players or so would be more what you consider wide receivers or slot guys. So we had to play more of those. We try to adapt to what we can. But and it'll be important against Jefferson that we take kind of what they give us. If there's an opportunity to, run the football with the quarterback, that's what we need to do. If there's an opportunity to throw the ball, that's what we need to do. And that part has been a pleasant surprise this year. We've been able to do a lot of different things offensively to get points. But we also, Friday, we scored a bunch of points Friday, I guess, relative to some years. But, we fumbled in the red zone one time. We missed a field goal. We did some stuff that you can't do if you want to win. And so all three levels can get better, and hopefully it all come together Friday night.
How healthy is the team? You are the one team that I have followed this year that your off week, your bye week was the first week of the region. So what is it, 7 games in a row? This will be 7 games in a row.
We're probably a little beat up, and we're Friday too. One of the problems we had was, both of our safeties from early in the year were out, and we got some other guys beat up that were trying to play. We were about a third or fourth center, but that's no excuse. I mean, we had plenty of opportunities to win, and we just didn't get it done. And the injury front probably similar to what it was last week, but the reality is anytime you play this many football games, guys are going to be beat up, and other guys got to step up, and that's what hopefully they will, and hopefully they'll do that.
We're going to take a brief break. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching FYN TV, Pickens Power Half Hour Dragon Talk. We got to get Coach out of here for another commitment he has tonight, but we're going to have Coach Wigington in here, and we're going to talk about the defense that they're working on to try to face the Jefferson Dragons, and we're going to get both of our guests in here tonight as soon as we return. So take us to break, Cole.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Hey, and we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching Pickens Power Half Hour Dragon Talk. We're here at Schottenkirk Ford. We want to thank Johnny's New York Style Pizza for providing the meal, as always, for 3 years. Thank you very much, Johnny's. And go in there and say, Johnny, thank you for supporting the Pickens Dragons and also Pepsi for the drinks. In this segment, we've got Coach Wigington with us. He's new to the program. He's only got 19 years in here, so we don't want to start with him because he's so new. But RJ, let's get our two guests in here. Let's get a question before we get with Coach Wigington on the defense this week.
Well, both of you guys are seniors and going into the playoff game again for the third straight year. What have you seen from Jefferson watching film so far this week?
Well, I think they've got a really good quarterback. He can really throw the ball well. And we're really going to have to play the best we can to win.
I think our O-line and D-line is really going to have to pick it up this game because our D-line and O-line is pretty good size.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to pick it up.
Coach Wigington, according to the stats that I do see that they have loaded on offense, 782 yards in the air, but 24-57 on the ground. That is the linebackers. I mean, what exactly are you seeing? How many guys they've got rushing? They've got they got two guys over 500 and one guy over 1,000. So there's two or three guys to key on that can actually turn the ball up.
Right. They're really multiple, and I guess that's the best way to say. I mean, they'll get in like two tight end sets, under center, run the ball downhill, but they'll also shift out of it and get in the gun and run more spread concepts. But they can really do both of those well. They run the ball extremely hard. They're very physical up front, and that's something that, as a defense, we've talked about a lot this week, especially today. Just we've got to. We've got to go in there and try to match their physicality, and we've got to come off the ball. We've got to do our assignments, and it's all this is, like we talked today. All this is led up to this week. We've talked about getting in the playoffs, and we're here, and Jefferson is a very, very good team, and as long as we can go out there and do what the guys have been coached to do all year, this is kind of led up to this point. Hopefully, we can go out there and put our best foot forward.
Well, let me ask you another question. Let's go another direction. We were talking in the break, 19 years you have with the program. And earlier in my first segment, when you go to postseason 3 years in a row, that means you've had players step up, the team has stepped up, but the program is stepping up. Talk a little bit in the last 19 years what you've seen in the development of the program today that has led to 3 postseason and a solid structure in the program. Talk about it a little bit.
Well, Coach Parker, I know he's not here, and we can talk good about him now that he's gone, but he's done an excellent job with the program. The biggest thing, I've seen the lowest of the lows and the highs of the highs. He's done a really good job as far as getting everybody involved on the same page. People ask me what's different now versus 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago, and really everybody's on the same page. And he's a really good communicator. He lets his coaches coach, and he does a good job with that. It's just it's amazing how far we've come, and he's really he is the main contributor to that. And we're just hopefully building, and these guys have been a big contributor to that. We've got each year, it feels like our senior numbers are getting, higher and higher, and and all that's contributing is the fact that it helps when you win. People want to be a part of something that wins, but I think it's more than that. We've got close to 20-something managers, and I can remember back in the day when RJ was the only manager we had.
It was just me.
It was just RJ. So we've got 20-something managers. We've got so many people on Friday night that come to the games that either played for us or that just help us on Friday night. It's a community effort, and it's really we have an open door policy. All those guys, all the former players, all the coaches, that come in on Friday to help us, they enjoy it as much as we do, and it's a really neat atmosphere to be a part of.
When I was on the sideline here a couple weeks ago, what I was amazed about was the amount of alumni that were on the sideline,
Right.
helping and working with the guys at the same time.
Right.
That if they're home and they're here, they're on the sideline.
Right, and that's something that those guys, and we hope these guys will do the same. We've tried to make it that open door policy, to where when they come back, they're just because they graduate from us doesn't mean, they're still with us from now until, hopefully they, get older, have kids, have a family. They're still part of our team, and that's one thing I think that's helped when the community's really bought in that as well, is that we're just one big family, and we break it down every day on family, and that's what we believe in. And if I had to tell you what the difference is over 19 years, that would be the most definite difference, is the fact that it is a family.
Well, let me ask you another question, because we're talking about the program, and we are going to play Jefferson Friday night, and that's Dragon on Dragon. I'm telling you, it's going to be quite a game down there. The Jefferson Dragons did lead the Region Quad A, Region 8. That's where the Pickens Dragons will be going to play this Friday night. But last year we had an opportunity to do this, and Coach Parker and I, both of us didn't put this together this year, and we should have. But we brought a lot of the middle school guys in one show last year.
Right.
We should have done that again this year. But when we say the program, the reason one of the top contributors to back-to-back playoffs to back.
Yes.
I didn't want to get you. I knew you were over there waiting for me to forget one back there, RJ. But the triple consecutive playoffs it's from here all the way through now. Is the programs working together in unison? Is that correct?
Oh, it's most definitely. I mean, Coach Hunter, Coach Shaw, Coach Tippins, all them guys, they do an outstanding job with our middle school program. And when those kids in middle school get to be ninth graders and to get to the high school, they are way prepared. And, a lot of times when you get up there, the ninth grader is very raw, and they don't have any idea on how to even line up or get in a stance or, how to run a route or anything. And we get those kids now, and, they do know how to do those things, and it makes our job so much easier. And, it's not just Pickens High School, it's Pickens Middle School. And, it's one group. And eventually, we're trying to work with the rec department, with the JYSA and stuff. And eventually, once we get everybody in that one umbrella, then we'll have everything set.
Luke, let me ask you a question. We might not get you back on the show this year, because I'm optimistic that we got to do another show next week. But talk about the 4 years. We're going to go right to the end, okay? Talk about the 4 year. Have you played all of the past 4 years?
I've played 3 years.
3 years. Talking about being on this program specifically, the attitude of the seniors, the excitement of playing with these guys. What's the emotions like right now?
Well, everybody's like one big family, and we all have basically the same emotions. We just want to do the best and be the best that we can be, and win as most games as we can.
The other night was probably the last time you got to play on that field over there. Was that an emotional night?
Yeah, it was pretty emotional. It didn't really set in until you got done, played the last snap.
Let me ask you the same thing, Michael. Have you played all 4 years?
Yes, sir.
How long have you played football?
Since 6th grade.
Yeah, since something about I could tell. Friday night, playing that last game on that field. What was it? Was that emotional?
Yeah, it was emotional. It was nice. It was like, I'd like to go out with a win.
You like to go out with a win?
Yeah.
You can still do that?
Yeah.
You got that opportunity?
Leave home with a win. Yeah.
Okay. How about being all 4 years with the senior, the program? Talk about the program yourself, what you have seen, the developments, the structure of the program, and how excited you are with where you're at and the other guys are going to be coming up, what you're leaving behind. When you're a senior, I don't say this enough, but when you're a senior, you're always leaving something behind, and it needs to be something that your underclassmen are building off what you've done. Is that good, RJ? Do you like that?
Yeah.
Write
That's a
that
good question,
down.
RJ. You need to write that down.
Yeah. Well, talk about that.
I'm pretty excited about the underclassmen. They're getting in there, lifting weights all the way in middle school. before I even knew how to pick up a barbell. So I think it's working out very nice.
Go ahead, your turn. Get Coach there on defense and ask him a real question. Coach Parker's probably out there somewhere watching.
He's probably
He's
got this on
probably
his
watching
phone.
it.
yeah,
on
he's
his
probably
phone.
exactly.
Yeah.
He's working on his
RJ,
phone.
talk to Coach about his defense there Friday night.
You went in. Heritage obviously was going to come in and throw it a lot. They were going to run some to keep it balanced a little bit. What did you think about early on in their game plan, and how were adjustments going during the game?
I mean, I thought they had a real good game plan for us. I thought we had a good game plan for us, for them as well. It's just one of those things that they executed a little better than we did. And, we did, I know Coach Parker said earlier, we had some key people hurt, but, that's part of football. And, we just tried to overcome it and tried to do the best we could. Hopefully this week, we'll do a little better. I mean, it was a tough loss on Friday, but the kids had a great day of practice today. I mean, it was, we said earlier, if they'd have practiced like that all year, I mean, holy cow, they were out there excited and jumping around and having a good time at practice, and hopefully it'll be that way tomorrow. So, but yeah, they did good. So
Before we go, let me run down a couple of the regular season stats before we head into postseason. Let me run down a couple of the Dragons' regular season stats. The Dragons finished this year in the regular season rushing 2,327 yards, passing 1,669, which I always get a hard time about that, right, RJ?
that's balanced.
Yeah, that's
That's balanced. Okay, all right already. Anyhow, passing average over 8 yards reception there, and over 5 yards for rushing. Quite a great season there. Passing, Brumby had 182 attempts with 108 completions, a 59% completion rate for 1,442 yards passing on the regular season. Rushing, Chris Pittman, 174-yard carries, 1,014 yards rushing regular season. Way to go, Chris. Congratulations, 1,000 yards this year. Averaging 5.8 a carry, 11 TDs, and a 60-yard long. Receiving on the year, the leading receiver was 391. 30 receptions was Zach Gross. And Goss. Sorry about that. Got Zach Goss. 30 receptions, 391 yards, 13 average, 3 TDs, and a 51 long. Total tackles this year, a couple real quick stats here. Will Worthring, 72 total tackles, 52 solo, 20 assists. All right. 5 for a loss, tackles for a loss. Alex Pittman had 69 tackles, 36 solo, 33 assists, 18 tackles for a loss, 3 sacks, and 2 interceptions. Way to go, Alex Pittman on defense this year. And Michael Kane, 64 tackles, 44 solo, 22 assists, 12 tackles for a loss, 5 sacks. Okay, that is a handful of the stats here this year in regular season for the Dragons. Great stats. That's a nice year. That's solid.
That's good.
That's a solid regular season, balanced. Guys really turned it up, and we don't want to leave out any of the other guys. We've got a full list here. In fact, you ought to post those and give those year-end stats. You ought to do that, RJ, so the fans could see it. You see what I'm saying? You ought to put that out there for them to see it. Coach, headed down. We got one more minute. Headed down Friday night to Jefferson. Good football team. We always, we know we're going to play a good football team, or they wouldn't be in the postseason. Mm-hmm. Any final thoughts for the team, or what kind of attitude they have to have going into facing Jefferson?
I mean, we've like I said earlier, we had a great day of practice today, and the attitude is we're going to try treat this just like any other game and go out there and put our best foot forward. But our kids are excited. We're excited as a program. I mean, there's only a certain amount of teams that make the playoffs, and we're one of them. And we're going to go out there and give it everything we got.
Well, guys, congratulations. We'll see you Friday night. I can't wait to go down there with you. Coach, can't wait to see you on the sideline. And I didn't call you this. It's what's the other coach who called you? What did he call you? You know who it
Coach
is.
Rasco.
Carrasco.
What do you call you? We won't tell
I don't
anybody.
remember.
Coach Rasco, that wasn't nice. Anyhow, we'll see Coach Rasco and Coach Parker. If you can carpool, get together, come on down. Let's support the Dragons Friday night down in Jefferson. If you cannot, go to fetchyournews.com in the top right-hand corner. Follow us on Twitter. You'll see the Twitter icon. Follow us on Twitter at FetchYourNews, hashtag Team FYN Sports, hashtag Pickens Football, and we will be putting out highlights all night long. RJ and myself will be keeping you up with everything happening down there so you can follow us. Also, follow us on Facebook. Get our Twitter is attached to our Facebook page, so find fetchyournews.com and like our Facebook page. Hey, every morning at 8 a.m., Good Morning from the Office. All you got to do is click on FYN TV, 8 a.m. I might be talking about the election. You never know.
There's an election?
Tomorrow. By the way, it's tomorrow, RJ.
Kind of a big deal.
It's a kind of big deal. It's a big thing. We'll talk about it later. I'm your host. We're out of here, and we're always having fun at Schott and Kirk Ford, and we thank them, Johnny's New York Style Pizza, and Pepsi. Take us out of here.